Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Kyler, and we are back with another episode of the Grace Kid Podcast. And this last weekend, we celebrated a holiday, which me and my special guest will be talking about in a minute. But first, my special guest has to introduce himself.
My name is Dean Cruz. I'm 8 years old, and I am in second grade.
That's right. And Dean, what is your favorite sport?
For me right now, it's probably soccer.
Soccer? Yeah. I love soccer. Soccer's so much
Yeah,
fun.
I'm pretty sure Kyler knew I'm a soccer guy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I did.
Yeah,
Dean, do you
don't
like
ask.
scoring goals?
Yes,
Is it like the best part of soccer?
one of the best parts.
One of the best parts. Well, great. Well, Dean, thanks for coming on the show. But I know that you have the question of the day. So ask our listeners, what is the question of the day?
What comes to mind when you think of Easter? Think
All right.
about or
Yeah.
think of.
Perfect. All right. So what comes to mind when you think about Easter? We'll be right back with our answer.
With anything else but you. And God, I'll take this moment to give you everything. Cause Jesus, nothing compares to living life with you. Life with you.
And we are back. And we hope you guys thought of some good things. Maybe that you just received or things that came to mind even this weekend when you celebrated Easter. So, Dean, what comes to mind when you think about Easter?
An egg, the cross, and I'm pretty sure it's joy.
Joy.
J-O-Y.
Joy. Joy. Yeah. And I thought about bunnies, but me and Dean decided that we don't know if there's bunnies or rabbits, so we just call them bunny rabbits. Yeah. And so bunny rabbits, think about chocolate, and I think about the empty tomb. The empty tomb. And so, I'm hoping you caught on, but last weekend we celebrated a holiday. So Dean, what was that holiday?
Easter.
That's right. It was Easter. And on Easter, Dean, what do we celebrate as Christians?
We celebrate Jesus dying on the cross and raising from the dead, but technically, Jesus died on Friday and he rose again on
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah. So we celebrated a thing called Good Friday. And it's weird that we call it Good Friday because that's when Jesus died. But Dean, who is it good for?
Us.
Us, right. Because he died for our sins. Like for all the sins of the entire world, for the ones that already were committed and the ones that we would commit today, 2,000 years later, he died for it. And then on Sunday, Easter, we celebrated Jesus being resurrected, which is sometimes a hard word to say. We were joking earlier that it was hard, but resurrected. So Jesus was resurrected from death. Like he was dead, and then he was alive, and he appeared to tons of people. It's like over 500 people. It's a lot of people. And so they have all these eyewitness accounts. They saw him, they talked to him, they touched him, they could see him. And they were like, Jesus is alive. And so even we say he is risen. And then what do other people say? He is risen indeed. Right?
Yep.
He is risen.
Indeed.
And so on Easter, we learned, we talked about this last week, and actually it was about the veil. And that when Jesus died, in the temple, there was a massive veil that separated everyone from a place called the Holy Place. And the Holy Place is where the Ark of the Covenant was and where God's presence was. And only one person once a year could go behind there. And that was the high priest. So, which is great. There were millions of people and only one person could go back there one time a year. But what happened when Jesus died, the veil ripped in half. And so me and Dean were talking. We were saying, okay, if there was a huge sheet in between me and Dean, would we feel close, Dean?
Nope.
No, you kind of feel separated, right? You feel like
Yep.
you don't know the person because you can't even see them. But what happened is that the sheet, the curtain, the veil split right down the middle. And it says that the veil was like 4 inches thick. So if you like put your hand up, that's like from the base of your hand to the tip of your finger. 4 inches. That's huge. That's a lot. That is thick. And it ripped straight down. And so then we were saying that, Dean, would we feel close if the veil was ripped in between us?
Yes.
Way more close. And what this means is that, like, even then, when Jesus died, the veil ripped. And now we have access to God because there's nothing separating us. And so that's what we celebrated and talked about on Easter, because then 3 days later, he rose from death, from the grave, and then people saw him and had eyewitness accounts. And so we celebrate that what Jesus said actually happens and that we have salvation in him because of it. And so it makes me think, Dean, how do we apply like Easter to, like, what should we do about it? How do we apply it?
We can spread the gospel. We can give our life to Jesus. We can get baptized.
Yeah.
We can pray.
Mm-hmm.
We can read the Bible. There's a lot of stuff that can point to Jesus.
Yeah. When we hear about Easter, the easiest thing, or maybe the thing that reminds us the most, is that, wow, this is the gospel. Jesus died for us so that we could be in relationship with God and to give our lives to him, or to take a step of faith and do something like baptism or praying or reading the Bible, all these things. And so we have a challenge for you. So, Dean, what is the challenge for our listeners?
Our challenge is give some of your candy to someone you know, so teachers, mom, dad, younger brother, younger sister, brother and sister, neighbors, friends, soccer players that play with you, anyone really.
Yeah. And why should you do that?
You should do that because it's like Easter is a time of joy, faith, excitement, and how do you can show that by doing this and telling them why you did it.
Yeah. And you could even tell them about what Easter means, right?
Yep.
You could be like, hey, here's a piece of chocolate I have for you. But can I tell you really why I got chocolate? It's because about Easter. And do you know what happened on Easter?
Jesus raised from the dead, and he died on Friday.
Yeah. And so we can celebrate that. And so another challenge for you too is to share what Easter means to you with maybe someone you know, just like Dean said, saying, hey, here's, did you celebrate Easter? You could ask someone like, hey, Dean, did you celebrate on Easter?
Yep.
What did you do? Did you hunt for eggs?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know we did.
I know. We talked about it. But then you could say, hey, well, did you know that I celebrate Easter too, but the reason I celebrate is because we believe that Jesus was like raised from the dead. Perfect. So, all right. Well, that wraps up the end of our podcast episode. And so for now, we say
goodbye.
See you later.
See you later, alligator.
Peace. Anything else but you. And God, I'll take this moment to give you everything. 'Cause Jesus, nothing compares to living life with you. Life with you.
If you would like more resources regarding the One Story Plan, go to visitgracechurch.com/onestory. And if you'd like more resources for your kids, you can go to visitgracechurch.com/kids. We also have a YouTube channel, and you can find it by searching Visit Grace Kids on YouTube. If you like this podcast, we would love for you to like, subscribe, share, and leave us a comment. We'll see you soon.